is actually Dragon Roost. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc. I'm a music composer for games, and today we're going to listen to and talk about the theme that some of you guys are saying is possibly the best in Tears of the Kingdom. It's the Colgera boss theme. It's the boss from the Rito quest line. This will actually be a first time reaction to me because I've been playing the game, of course, but I haven't gotten to that part yet. So I'm excited. Let's go. Okay. A melody right away. A lot of wind instruments. Oh God. All these flutes and that kind of stuff. You know, many wind instruments here. This is very typical of Rito music. So this is actually a pretty short loop. It started to loop already at 1 minute, at the 1 minute mark, which is very short, of course. But I can see in the video that I'm watching here that there are multiple phases to this theme. And of course, one of the first things I noticed is the abundance of flutes and just wind instruments in general, which is of course typical of Rito music. They tend to do this with Rito music. Of course, the legendary Dragon Roost Island in Wind Waker had that very iconic flute, and in Breath of the Wild as well, the Rito village had clarinets and a bunch of wind instruments. So this is very typical, very cool. And this melody, since I mentioned Dragon Roost Island theme, this might be far-fetched, but as soon as this started playing, I had a memory, I had a flashback to Dragon Roost Island. It's not the same melody at all, but they tend to do that in Zelda games. Even if they're not referencing the exact same melody, they have a way of putting the soul, the spirit of the melody there in a way that is not exactly the same, but it kind of reminds you of that classic theme. So it's not the same melody, but it has that spirit. It has the Rito spirit. Okay, let's proceed to the next phase. Oh wow. Absolutely more intense. Oh, I heard Zonai voices there. Oh, it's the same flute. So it's a more intense version of the previous phase. Amazing melody. You know, since this is mostly the same track, we're not gonna dwell too much on it, but you know something new I noticed, and I think it wasn't on the previous part. And again, this might be far-fetched, but there is a very, very quiet accordion accompanying the melody of the flute. So there's an accordion in unison with the flute, doing the same melody that the flute is doing. And the accordion, of course, I don't know if this is intentional, but the accordion, if you guys remember, was the instrument, the cymbal instrument of Rivali from Breath of the Wild. Like I said, I haven't been to this part of the game yet. I don't know if Rivali or even the champions in general have something to do with this game, with this part. But I think it's a nice touch to put the cymbal instrument of the the Rito champion of the previous game in this, I wonder if it has any significance at all. But again, like I said, this is mostly the same theme, so let's just jump to the next part. I wonder if the next theme will be, once again, a more intense version of this, or if it will be something new. Oh! Wow, it's like an evil... It's again the same track in a higher intensity, but this time it feels a lot more evil. Oh god. So they have modified the track slightly. Oh, Zonai voices. Oh, I feel like this is new. Oh, amazing flute. This is again this kind of this like the same track, but they have modified it slightly to sound more evil, more disturbing. I'm gonna show you what they're doing. So this is the kind of stuff that they're doing here. This is the second phase. Check out the chords that they're using. So this is just a small example of what they're doing. He goes as far as even using a happy chord here. This sounds very positive, very adventurous. A happy chord here works because it sounds, you know, heroic. It sounds positive. It sounds like you're winning. But then check out the kinds of chords that they use on the third phase, where they modified the track to sound more evil. Look how evil this chord here. He started here on a regular sad chord, right? Look how evil this transition sounds. Sounds scary, right? This is a very unusual chord. I'm gonna call this, it's a surprise sad chord. It sounds more tragic, more spooky, more evil than usual, because he wasn't really supposed to be here. The composer went out of his way to include a wrong chord here on a place where it doesn't belong. So it sounds extra evil, extra tragic and sad. So that's the kind of adjustments that they're using here to play mostly the same track. It still sounds like the same melody, the same song, but with these adjustments, it ends up sounding more evil. This is the fourth phase, by the way, and there's something bothering me about this. This sounds familiar to me. This sounds like some classic Zelda boss music, but what is it? Okay, I think I got it. This part here. Listen well to this part. This one. I think I got it. I think this is a reference. Of course, since this is Rito, I looked through Wind Waker soundtrack, and I think there's a reference here to the Colgera boss theme. In Wind Waker, there's a boss called Colgera, which of course would make total sense because this boss in Tears of the Kingdom is called Colgera. So look how similar this sounds. I think this is a reference to Wind Waker. Check out the Wind Waker track. Now the Tears of the Kingdom one. The Wind Waker one is a lot slower, of course. This one is and the Tears of the Kingdom one is it's faster, right? I wonder how this Wind Waker one will sound if I speed it up. Again, it's not exactly the same melody, but like I said before, the Zelda composers have a way of modifying the melodies, but still preserving the spirit. And I think this is a reference to the spirit of Wind Waker, to the boss theme of Colgera. Okay, this is the next phase, is the 5th phase and apparently final phase. Oh wow, nice melody, nice harmony. Oh, again the Wind Waker boss theme. Oh! This is actually Dragon Roost! Oh man! This is such a... Oh man! This is such a tribute to Wind Waker. And the Zonai voices again, the Zonai are participating more and more in the track. Oh man, please, more Wind Waker, please. And this, now it's looping. I want to show you guys the changing harmony that they did here. And the Dragon Roost part is coming up again. Oh man, I can't wait to hear this in game. So I want to show you guys something very cool about the harmony here, and it's another lesson on how to make a multi-phase boss theme like this increasingly more dangerous, increasingly more tense, and like it has higher stakes. Literally higher stakes because of what I'm gonna show you here. Each time they change phase, they raise the key a little bit to the point where when we reach the 5th phase here, the song is way higher pitched than it was before. It sounds higher, right? Higher pitched, it sounds more tense. And for those of you that don't know, the key of the song is the group of notes that the composer is allowed to use in the song. If you play a note outside of the key, it sounds out of tune. So the key is that delineation, that group of notes that the composer can use. When you raise the key, it means that you change the key that you were using, the group of notes that you were using, for a new key, your changed key. In the way that they are doing here, they just change to a key that is exactly the same as the old key, but it's higher pitched. That's what we call raising the key. You change the old group of notes for a new group of notes that is exactly the same, except for the fact that it's higher pitched. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. So this is the original key of the song, right? This is the 1st phase, by the way. The original key, very standard stuff, right? So check out the 2nd phase. The key is higher now. They raise the key by 1 note, very slight raising the key. So every note, even though it's mostly the same track, remember, the track is almost identical. Every single note is higher by 1 note. Now the 3rd phase. This one raised the key by 2 notes from the previous phase. So this time every single note here is 2 notes above, is 2 notes higher pitched than the previous phase. Again, higher tension, feels like it's more tense, there's higher stakes. 4th phase. This one again raised the key by 1 note. This time they raised the key by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. It's a big jump, and it's very appropriate because this is the phase with the Rito theme, right? The Dragon Roost Island theme. It's the big climax, and it's a lot more higher pitched. And it's very appropriate for a theme about bird people being, you know, ever more higher pitched. I've made another video on Tears of the Kingdom music over here, make sure to check that out, and I have a playlist with a few other Zelda music videos over here. I love Zelda music, I love the Zelda games, and this channel is all about sharing the music from the games that we love with each other. So remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I will see you there.